Australia's World Cup fairy tale is over. Australia lost this game 2-1, headlined by a Messi goal, a Matt Ryan error, and a deflection, and then a late game flurry by the Aussies, but unfortunately not enough firepower, and Argentina advance. Obviously the outcome isn't exactly what we wanted, but it does so much for Australia as a footballing nation. And look, if we reflect on all of this, the expectation for the team, from the outset, it was set very, very low. The bar was very low. The media painted this team as probably the worst in a long, long time, but all that did was fuel that underdog mentality and basically drive the players to do better, bigger, better things that, we didn't think they were capable of. There was an interview that Australia partook in prior to the World Cup with Tim Cahill involved, and he said, these words stuck out to me: "Don't shy away, don't be afraid. The game is on your terms, or that's how you want it to be. Be a team that people are fearful of, and be tough. Don't stand down. Don't just get pushed over." And I can safely say I think we did all of those things and carried out that mission in the World Cup. I think through this fairy tale run, if that's the way you want to put it, there's a number of things you can take away, but the biggest glaring thing for me is the power of football in bringing people together in a world where, that's becoming tougher and tougher. It was very apparent in this scenario. You saw 20,000 or so fans rock up at 6 a.m. at Amy Park, on top of those people at Fed Square, and then on top of those people at the golf club. And that was only in Victoria. That's not even talking about Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane. So just the ability for Australia to be bound together purely by the art of a great global game is amazing. And the success that this team has experienced in the last 2.5 weeks, it pays testament to all of that. There's actually a team worth supporting, and it probably instills a sense of pride that I haven't seen in my lifetime in terms of being a footballing nation. Now, what does this do in the long run? Well, does it popularise the A-League? I don't think so. But does it raise our profile on a global scale? 100%. Does it, motivate younger children to start playing football at a younger age? Yes. And that will put us in good stead in the long run in terms of the teams we put out at these big global tournaments. Now, if we talk about it from a footballing sense, I think it was clear to see that Argentina were going into this heavy favourites. We don't have the personnel. The skill gap was large, and it was just a matter of us trying to negate that as much as possible in order to have any chance of winning. And to our credit, I think we did that fairly well. At this stage of the tournament, wear and tear is just a common thing. The bodies are worn out. We had a very quick turnaround from the previous game, and so did Argentina. And, obviously other teams had a bit more luxury in that regard, so we were put at a bit of a disadvantage. But in saying that, credit to us for basically giving it everything we've had, and that's what has been the mantra for the entirety of the tournament. And look, luck has been a large part of our tournament, I do think. But as soon as Matt Ryan, committed that error in his own box and conceded a goal in that fashion, you just knew it wasn't going to be our day. And especially because that sent it to 2-0, it was always going to be difficult to score 2 goals at all, let alone in the final 20 minutes of the game. So, we've sort of had things our way partially on the way to today, but unfortunately that was going very much against it. Classes mattered for so much, especially in the goals we've scored. You see all the goals we scored, they were pretty clinical. in the group stages. So little errors like those against big opposition, very big and powerful opposition. I think Argentina top 5 in the world. So, you know, you could not afford to do little things like that and let them in the game in that way. And we did exactly that. So putting us at a disadvantage already on top of the disadvantage we started with. And just a comment on Lionel Messi. I mean, he is an absolute wizard. The way he dribbles the ball and is able to just get through traffic and weave through. I mean, the skill does not match his age. You would not pick him being 35 years old with the way he was playing. And that's hence the reason why he's been one of the best players in the world for such a long time. And that's testament to, you know, his work ethic and just, you know, continuing to develop his craft. And I still believe that he probably does that to this day. Just the willingness to learn and grow. Overall, we obviously know how the game went, but we went down fighting. And I've got to give credit to the lads for doing exactly that. You know, a couple pivotal stops defensively when we were getting absolutely peppered at the end. And then, you know, those 2 opportunities where I think it was Bajic who took it from, like, basically halfway into the penalty box and nearly had a chance to tie it up, and then Garang Kwol at the end unfortunately didn't have the class needed to get it past the keeper in the dying stages. But overall, all we could have asked for from this team was that they basically, you know, wore their heart on their sleeve and played for country, and they did our country proud. You know, I have newfound respect for this team in, you know, all the big moments that they contributed to this World Cup. You know, the heart and soul they put into this World Cup. As I said, completely against the odds to even get out of the group. Heck, we were talking about them not being able to win a game or score a goal. But they did those things. They found a way. And as much as, you know, 2-1 we lost, as I said, you know, we had our chances. We had our chances to go toe-to-toe with one of the world's best teams, and you have to pay respect and give them credit for every single minute they've played in this World Cup. And it took a lot of contributions. It took a lot of consistency from some players. They needed to provide their absolute best, because that's what was needed ultimately to, you know, get victories on the world stage. We know how capable players are, especially in this tournament. You know, you've got some of the best teams with some of the best players, and look at us. We've got players running around that play in the A-League on a regular basis, and they were able to, you know, hold their end of the bargain. So, look, Australia bow outs in what was, or could be considered, a fairy tale run, but obviously I can't go away and say that I'm not proud of what they did. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have a good one, and we'll see you soon.